Hello, I'm Steve Potasic, Superintendent, Jacksonville School District 117. I've been planning on filming a video series to help everyone better understand the tax cycle, especially those that are in Property Tax Extension Limitation Law, more commonly known as PTELL, counties. There are a lot of misconceptions out there about PTELL. While the initial goal of this series was to educate our local 117 community, the confusion regarding PTELL exists throughout the state. So I am making this video for the larger audience. The last video in this series will cover the unintended negative consequences to the taxpayers that has been created by PTELL since its inception in the early 1990s, and I will offer a potential solution. For those not familiar with our district, Jacksonville 117 is in west central Illinois, about 35 miles to the west of Springfield. We serve about 3,100 pre-K through 12th grade students in 6 elementary schools, a middle school, a high school, a dedicated early years center, and an alternative school. This is going to be a 4-part video series. The first one, this video, will be an introduction, and I'm also going to clarify how we have paid for the construction projects we have done since we passed the sales tax in November of 2014. The next video will be understanding PTELL and what is a balloon levy. The third video is going to cover why was PTELL created. And the fourth video, the final video, will cover the unintended negative consequences of PTELL and offer a possible solution. I hope to have videos 3 and 4 out sometime mid-January. Throughout the video series, I'm going to cover some questions that I'm often asked. One question I'm often asked is, how is the district paid for the multiple construction projects? For those that are outside the district, we passed the sales tax in November 2014, and we have done multiple construction projects renovating and updating our schools since then. Here are our 5 major renovations that we have done since the sales tax was passed. JMS, Jacksonville Middle School, Lincoln Elementary, South Elementary, Washington Elementary, and Eisenhower Elementary. Those have all totaled up to a cost of $67,400,000. And where's that money come from? When we pass the sales tax, we're able to use that sales tax revenue as an alternative revenue source that will pay off a bond. And a bond is basically a loan. So we go out and we sell bonds, and in 2015, we sold enough bonds to generate $32 million. We just had a bond sale in 2017 to generate $10 million. In 21, we sold 2 bonds generating right around $13 million, just shy of $13 million. And we were also able to use $13 million from ESSER funds, the COVID money given by the federal government. That all totals $67,465,000. When you compare these two next to each other, you're going to see that our construction costs have been paid with funds that are not property taxes. Now, the sales tax has been vitally important for this district. So important that at every board meeting, I provide this document, which tracks our monthly sales tax amount. And on this document, I can tell when it is that we might have some excess sales revenue over time that we can go out and look for another bond sale. One of the things this document did for me is a couple of years ago, I realized that our sales tax all of a sudden was increasing by 25%. Looked into it, it was because that's when online sales tax went into effect and your taxing bodies were receiving that 1-cent sales tax. From that, we were able to sell our 2021 bonds, and we were able to do Washington or Eisenhower because about the same time we also received the $13 million in ESSER funds. Those combined covered both those facilities. I'm going to break down fiscal year 24, which was last school year. A district's fiscal year goes from July 1st through June 30th. It's always best to know that a fiscal year is equal to the graduation class year. So this current school year right now is fiscal year 25. It's the graduating class of 25. We end in 2025. So this is last school year. And you can see here what I report is the amount of money that we receive from sales tax each month. It's also kind of interesting. These are the months the sales tax was generated, and these are the months in which we receive the sales tax revenue. So we always have a huge April sales tax because it comes from our Christmas sales or December revenue. Last year received $3,319,000 in sales tax revenue. Down here, and I report this to the board every month, here are our bond payments that we had to make on all of those loans last year. That totaled up to $2,934,000. When you compare the two, we had a difference, a positive difference of $385,000 in sales tax revenue that we put into our debt service account that can store up to help with a future bond sale to do another facility. Here are two other questions that I've been asked recently, very recently, given the fact that we are looking at building a new elementary school. One, why is the district looking at building a new elementary school, and how will the district pay for the new school? I'm going to very briefly go through the reasons why we are building a new elementary school. First, we need to replace the Murrayville-Woodson building. That building was built in 1917, and we do feel it's in the best interest, if we can, to just replace that facility. Also, that facility cannot be made ADA accessible. Next, we have a growing need for extra special education space. When we build the new building, we're going to be able to add in the special education space the district needs, and that's going to answer a major concern that we currently have. By building a new building that's more north, that's somewhere around Woodson, the Dollar General, maybe near Sandy Creek, that's going to allow us the possibility of putting our boundaries more north, which could help us alleviate the enrollment at South Elementary and Eisenhower Elementary if needed. And building a school more north, somewhere around Woodson, the Dollar General, Sandy Creek, will allow us to promote the potential for an area growth corridor. If Morgan County, the Jacksonville School District area, is going to grow, that's the area most likely for us to grow. And we hope having a new elementary school somewhat close to the interstate might promote people to choose to work in Springfield, but live in Jacksonville. Where's the revenue coming from for this new building? Well, we're going to utilize our excess annual sales tax, and we're also going to refinance the 2015 bond. With those two, we hope to generate $14 to $17 million with a bond sale next year. Then, we're going to use about $4 to $8 million of our fund balances, our savings, and both of those two will cover the cost for the construction. So I want to stress to the community, this will not increase your property taxes. The building will not cause an increase in your property taxes. None of our facilities have been put on the backs of the property taxpayers. Thank you very much for watching this introduction video and the answer of one question. Please watch video number 2, Understanding PTELL.